In 1954, Hollywood released a movie so disturbing that studios quietly tried to erase it from history. Not because it failed, but because it revealed a fear Hollywood wasn't ready to face. This is the story of a film that went too far and paid the price for it. Hollywood in the 1950s. The 1950s were supposed to be safe. America had won the war. Hollywood was booming. Movies were designed to reassure audiences that everything would be okay. There were rules. Strict rules. The Hays Code controlled what could be shown on screen. Violence was limited. Fear was softened. And psychological darkness was discouraged. Movies had to end with hope. Hollywood didn't sell reality. It sold comfort. But one film broke that unspoken agreement. The world was not safe anymore. Beneath the surface, America was afraid. The atomic bomb had changed everything. Hiroshima and Nagasaki were still fresh memories. Nuclear testing filled the deserts of the United States. People smiled in public, but feared the future in private. Hollywood avoided this fear. One film did not. The movie called them. The movie was called them. Released in 1954. At first glance, it looked simple. A science fiction monster movie about giant ants created by radiation. But that description is misleading. Them was not fun. It was not playful. And it was not comforting. From the very first scene, something felt wrong. The opening that shocked audiences. The film opens in silence. A little girl is found wandering alone in the desert. She doesn't speak. Her eyes are empty. Burned ruins surround her. No music. No explanation. Audiences immediately understood something terrible had happened. This was not entertainment. This was trauma. Why this was unusual for its time. Most monster movies in the 1950s followed a formula. The monster appears. The military responds. The threat is destroyed. Everyone feels safe again. Them refused to do that. The fear never left. Even when the ants were on screen, the real terror came from the silence, the tension, and the atmosphere. Hollywood executives noticed this immediately. The real monster was never the ants. The ants were a metaphor. Radiation had made them grow. Radiation had changed them. And radiation was something no one could control. The audience didn't see ants. They saw nuclear power. They saw consequences. They saw a future slipping out of human hands. That was dangerous. Why Hollywood panicked? Studios were built on escapism. Movies were supposed to distract people from fear, not create it. Them did the opposite. People left the theaters quiet, thoughtful, unsettled. Executives realized something terrifying. This film made people question progress itself. And Hollywood did not want that responsibility. Behind the scenes struggles. Making them was physically exhausting. The ant suits were heavy and uncomfortable. Actors struggled in extreme heat. Scenes were filmed at night to increase tension. But the emotional weight was even heavier. The tone was serious. There were no jokes on set. Everyone understood they were making something different. The film became too real. Unlike other science fiction films, then treated its subject with respect. There was no fantasy escape. The government scientists in the movie didn't sound confident. They sounded worried. They admitted that humanity had opened a door it might never be able to close. That honesty shocked audiences. And it terrified Hollywood. Quiet damage control.
Roll it!
The film was
And
successful at the
action.
box office.
Dolly right, steady
That
now.
made the situation
and
worse.
Cut!
Hollywood couldn't call it a failure. So they did something more subtle. They stopped talking about it. Promotion slowed. Themes were avoided in interviews, and studios moved towards safer science fiction stories. No bans.
Gentlemen,
no
this
scandals.
Position must be reinforced
just
by
silence.
0600, or
Why
we
them?
losing the entire
faded
northern
away.
flank.
Over time, them disappeared from popular conversation. Not because it was forgotten, but because it was ignored. Studios preferred aliens, robots, and fantasy threats. Radiation was too close to reality. Fear was too real. The film's secret influence. But them left a mark. Future filmmakers studied it. They noticed how tension worked better than spectacle. How silence could be more powerful than explosions. Decades later, this approach would return in modern cinema. But in 1954, it was ahead of its time. Why it still matters today. Today, them feels modern. Its fear is psychological. Its message is subtle. Its warning feels relevant. The film reminds us that technology always has consequences. And sometimes, the scariest stories are the ones closest to the truth. Final thought, strong ending. Them was never officially banned. It was never destroyed. It was simply pushed aside. Because Hollywood wasn't afraid of monsters. Hollywood was afraid of honesty. If you enjoy uncovering forgotten Hollywood stories, subscribe for more films they try to erase.